This is a difficult one that we do this morning. We will be looking at a case where several full patch brothers of the mighty Chosen Few Motorcycle Club Nation were killed on a freeway. Now, this happened sometime, I guess, maybe sometime around October of last year. I'll get the time right here in a minute. And it's just devastating. I just looked at the pictures that happened on the freeway, and I was moved to tears. And I'll tell you why, because you guys know I've been through this. You know, we've been through this. Happens to every other motorcycle club but yours until it happens to yours. What we're going to do is we're going to look at this. This is going to tell us the story of what happened. This is a YouTube video that was done May 14, 2025 on a channel called Discover This. So make sure to go over there and give them some love over there for this video. And he did a very outstanding job on the video. Let's take a look at this that came from Discover This. 3 more biker lives lost in the desert.
Welcome everyone to Discover This, and welcome back. Well, today we're going to tell the story of another tragic situation where bikers were killed unnecessarily. And as with the Saddle Champs video we did, this is well, it's 100% preventable. And again, it occurred out in the middle of the desert, out in the middle of nowhere. And today's story involves members of the Chosen Few Motorcycle Club.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Lionel Ricks. By Lion.
Let's see, we move past that. We'll go here. Action.
Founded by Lionel Ricks and a few others in Los Angeles, California in 1959 as an all-black motorcycle club. In 1960, the club welcomed their first white members, and the Chosen Few MC today is still a mixed-race motorcycle club. Chapters had black, white, Hispanic, Asian, even Middle Eastern members in various chapters. And today there's chapters all over the United States and even one in the Philippines. There's even a book here about the history of the Chosen Few Motorcycle Club. Now, the Chosen Few do things basically the same as other motorcycle clubs: chapters, officers, bylaws, and they host plenty of events. For their fallen brothers, they will host memorial events or runs. And that's what they did in late November 2024 in southern Arizona. Members of the Chosen Few MC got together to remember a fallen brother and hold a candlelight vigil. On the morning of November 24th, 2024, some members met for breakfast in Tucson and decided to ride out to Tombstone, Arizona to see the town. Now, as many of you probably know, Tombstone is a destination for many motorcyclists, whether you're in a club or not. So these guys went to check out Tombstone and spend a little time in that town, kicking the dirt, as it were. So the Chosen Few guys were actually here in Tombstone, stopped to check a few things out before they headed north. In the late afternoon or early evening, they decided to head back home, back to the Phoenix area, which is where they were from and where their particular chapter is located. They headed up Arizona Highway 80 out of Tombstone towards Interstate 10 when around 6 p.m., the 41-year-old driver of a red Hyundai Infiniti SUV crossed the center line and hit the Chosen Few members head on. This occurred near mile marker 308. Now, this is out in the middle of nowhere. The closest town is St. David, Arizona, which is about 8 miles away. And as the Chosen Few members were heading north, this direction, out of Tombstone, a driver coming the opposite direction, which would be coming at us, right here at mile marker 308, crossed the center line and killed 3 of the Chosen Few members. Now, of course, that other driver ended up being DUI, but it left 3 men dead, 3 good men. Now, by the time Arizona DPS got to the scene, 2 chosen few members had died. Benny Dansby, his club member is Slim, and Anthony Davis, whose club member is Audi. The third rider, James Samuel, club name Shonuff, was in bad shape and was taken to a hospital in Tucson, where he also died. The driver of the SUV, a man from Huachuca City, Arizona, who hasn't been identified that I could find, had some injuries and was taken to the hospital, but was basically fine. It is believed he was drunk at the time of the accident. Both lanes of Highway 80 were closed from Benson, Arizona, down to State Route 82, so DPS could do their investigation. So again, 3 men lost their lives for no reason, 100% avoidable if this man had chosen not to drive that evening. Now here's a photo from that vigil for the fallen brother that these members had attended earlier. And I believe this may have been in Sierra Vista, but don't hold me to that. This shows various chosen few members, including the 3 who would lose their lives the next day. And these are the 3 in that photo: Mr. Dansby, Mr. Davis, and Mr. Samuel. So the chosen few MC, shortly following the candlelight vigil for their fallen brother, now had to plan another candlelight vigil for 3 more brothers, and that they did. The candlelight vigil was held in the Phoenix area for these 3 men. Now, the last piece of information I could find was in December of 2024, where the investigator for Arizona DPS said they were still waiting for toxicology results before they could forward their case to the Cochise County Attorney's Office for prosecution. So again, I've still never been able to find the man's name who caused all this, and I don't know if he's been referred to court yet. But be that as it may, 3 men lost their lives for no reason. And I realize there's dozens and dozens of these type of situations all around the world, not just with club members, but mom and pop riders, independents, that kind of thing, and just unnecessary. So I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you taking the time. And remember these men and all the others that have been tragically taken down. And we'll see you on the next Discover This.
So that was Discover This YouTube channel. Make sure to go over there and give them some love for that outstanding coverage of this. We are going to be back in 1 minute and 7 seconds. We'll have the relatives and club brothers and sisters of these 3 men, Audi, Shonuff, and Slim. They have some particular issues. One is to believe it or not, this happened quite some time ago, and still to this day there have been no charges filed and some other stuff like that. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that in 1 minute and 7 seconds right after this brief introduction. So 3 dead. Was it a drunk driver? And why are there no arrests of the mighty chosen few, Motorcycle Club Nation? Back after this.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol. A lot of phonies popped up when this YouTube Biker News craze came about, but the man on this channel is the first to do it and the only one that never sold out. His name's Black Dragon. Started the day they hit the scene, repping Uncle Sam. They traded that uniform for the best from the mighty Black Sabbath. Not the band, I'm talking about the mighty Black Sabbath. MC, where he paid his dues and he earned his stripes. From prospect all the way up to national peace. All the copycat creators and the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one larger than life. Black Biker with a cowboy hat, the nose confluence that kicks game. Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on seconds with MC Protocol.
Well, all righty then. Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Black Dragon, and I'm glad you guys could all be here with us this morning. Let me introduce my co-host. We are so lucky to have our very own, and you know, it just always makes me proud to say that we have our very
Own preacher, a doctor.
Dr. Daryl Logic. Man, God bless you. We love you, man.
God bless you. Good to be here.
And I'm sure Lavish will be here soon. Did Lavish come already? We got a full house today.
Did you call him?
Yeah, I sent him a message at the last second. You didn't call him. Okay, so we're going to get right into this. This is a very tragic story, very sad. But some of the brothers, Full Patch brothers and sisters and family members have some issues here, Logic, that they want to talk about. And so we're going to bring them on. We have Sideshow. We have Hunted, like $100 Bill. We got Ashley, Renee. I believe Renee is mom. And we have Milk, president of the Arizona chapter of the Chosen Few, if I remember correctly. And we also have Sky Murphy, who we can't see right now, but Sky's on here as well. Welcome to the show, everyone. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So, you know, we got a lot to cover here this morning, so let's get right to it. Ashley, you want to lead us? Who wants to lead us off? Milk, you want to lead us off?
Yeah, I will. So 4 days before Thanksgiving, that would be I believe it was the Sunday before Thanksgiving. My guys, I drive semi truck, so I was on the road. My vice president and a bunch of the other brothers went to Tucson to the original ride was to Tombstone to check it out and just to see Tombstone, but they stopped in Tucson to have breakfast with the Tucson brothers, and then from there they proceeded on down. So that's where that picture originated. That's them finishing breakfast with the Tucson brothers and then heading to Tombstone. So that evening I get a call, and I know I was busy because Bug called me back to back to back. And I'm pretty good at answering my phone for anybody that calls. But when he called me that second time, I picked up and he was like, man, we just got hit. And I immediately thought this was something else. And but then he told me it was a drunk driver. Well, at the time, he just said, we just got hit by a car. And so he let me know, and then he stayed in touch with me throughout the process. And that's the beginning of it. Everything else, I believe Hunted and I think Sideshow are on there. They were actually on that ride, so they can give you more of the details of them being on the scene. But 4 days before Thanksgiving, and we're now in July, and nothing's been done. And that's what's bothering us. Whether he was drunk or not, even if it was just he wasn't drunk. Why is he not in jail? And even if he bailed out, then I understand that. But there's nothing saying he's been arrested, bailed out, or anything, and no pending charges. So we're questioning the motives because we've had other situations happen and people have been arrested or charged immediately. And Cochise County isn't a major this isn't like Phoenix or Vegas or LA, some major county. This is a small town. So what's the holdup? And some of the answers we've been getting when we call are not acceptable. Seems like everybody's just on vacation or on lunch break when we seem to call.
So true.
So Did this happen at night, in the evening, or was this in the daytime?
At night,
It was at night.
Okay,
around
because
5:30.
the pictures I just saw were at night, and so I want my audience to know that this highway at night is a desolate, lonely, scary thing. Especially if you're like used to riding around Atlanta and stuff, where all the roads damn near are lit, well lit, and you got guardrails and stuff. You like if you're in California, you got guardrails everywhere. But when you get out to the desert and stuff, this is a blacktop, 2-lane, unlit, dark, lonely, scary, foreboding thing. And there's nothing to keep a car out of your lane except the driver needs to be on his game. And the driver can't be inebriated or any of those things, which, am I not? I'm not showing you guys what I'm looking at here. Sorry about that. I thought I was showing you guys this. So this is the street. It's dark, lonely. The pictures I've seen, it's just absolutely a dark and lonely highway. As you can see, there's no guardrails. This is the desert. There's no help for a long time. You're away from everything and everyone. And there's nothing on this road to keep a car from hitting you except, there's no guardrails. There's no divided highway. There's nothing. And so a driver needs to be on his game. And obviously that is not what was going on here. So there was some things that concerned you guys initially. So take us through it. Hunter, where's Bug? I thought Bug was on here last night. Did we see him? Was I wrong? So who was there? Hunter, were you there? Sideshow,
Yeah.
you were there? Okay, so one of you guys take us through the accident and how that happened.
So we just stopped at a gas station. I think I thought something was wrong with my tire. I remember. Check it out. We're good. We're push through, and we're riding side by side, but something just said, "Hey, put them in staggered, like just stagger everybody out." So we all get staggered out. We're riding, and then he just veers over. He missed me by maybe I could probably, if I put my hand out, I could touch his car. And he just got closer and more in our lane. Every biker that he passed, he got more and more into our lane. So it just, it's very, it's very sad. It's preventable. He hit our brothers, and we all turned around. I remember us turning around, and we believe we smelled alcohol. You could, as soon as you got to the car, that's just like all you smelled. And then he was just kind of on the ground, kind of looking at himself and beating himself up a little bit. And we're just looking for our brothers, trying to make sure we got all of them. And 2 of them were gone, Audi and Slim. And sure enough was alive at that time. I remember I put the tourniquet on his leg, and then I got to tell him I love him. Hey, I love you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
So that was he was, I don't know if anybody knows Show Enough. He was just literally kicked up and just relaxing, hey, my legs hurt, but hey, we're going to be all right. We're going to get through this. From that moment alone, you would have thought he was going to pull through. There was nothing that told me that he was in bad shape. But 100% preventable. Veered over to our lane, hit us head on.
Where were you in the pack? Were you in the front of the pack?
Yeah, I was in the front of the pack. I was in the front of the pack.
So I was into the middle of the pack. Go ahead, Hunter.
So he was in the front because he was in the front leading the pack. I was the third one. I was the last one to make it through. And I got 2 bikes, and just that day, I took my smaller bike, And if I would have had my bigger bike, my bagger, I don't think I would have made it, because I made it through just barely. Like, it was just like, when I say barely, like I felt the car on me, and then I was the third one to make it through, and then everybody behind me didn't make it through. And just like you saw on the road, we had nowhere to go. They had nowhere to go. You had the brush on one side, you had oncoming traffic on the other side. It was like there was nowhere to go. And there was one thing that I'll never forget, and it's just that those bikes hitting that car is just a sound that I just never forget it. It's just something that's in my head I'll never forget. And to see my brothers, man, the way I saw, man, is wild. I've never experienced anything like that in my life, and to see, like, there's no charges pending against this man, and he did that. To me, that's ludicrous. And it was definitely it was a scene. It was something that I never want to experience again. It was definitely it was horrific for sure.
Absolutely, it was horrific. What I want to do is I do have one picture that I will show from that, and that's the road. I've got the whole picture suite here, and it's just horrible. But I want people to get a sense of the road. This is the road with the light on it, and if you go further down the road, there's the accident. And so we're just going to look at this, but I just want you to get some sense of the difference. Like this guy, he did a remarkable job when he went out there, and he went out there in the daytime to see this road. But the road actually looked like this. This is the road in the middle of the night, and it just had to be incredibly frightening to see that coming at you. Tell me, Hunter, what went through your mind when that car went past you like that, and you could hear it? What was your initial thought as the car just barely missed you? What were you thinking?
Your life flashes before your eyes, man. At one moment, if you ever went down before, it kind of seems like slow motion. You're kind of looking like, is this really happening? Like, it's like, is this really happening right now? Like, like it took a minute to kind of, understand, like, comprehend, like, this is actually happening. And it was just like, you was kind of like I was kind of stuck. You kind of was like slow motion, like kind of like, oh shit, like this is actually happening right now. You know what I mean? So it was you kind of don't believe it. You kind of didn't believe it. And then when you heard that metal, we were looking back like, oh shit, like this actually happened, man. It was it was I didn't believe it. We definitely didn't believe it. But when we turned around, you definitely believed it.
Yeah. Sideshow, what went through your mind? What was the first thing that went through your mind?
I just remember seeing headlights. It was just like, this guy's really coming into our lane. Like, he's encroaching, and I remember just missing him, kind of like Hunter said. And I remember, so my perspective, I'm head of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
So my first reaction was to look in my mirror,
mm-hmm.
and I was just looking. I watched Audi get hit. I watched Slim try to avoid it, and then I watched in the dust. You could see Show Enough's bike, him trying to avoid all of it,
mm-hmm.
and him trying to avoid all of it, and tumbled over Audi's bike that got hit already, and it happened in like a split second. Like, it was just a sound that, like Hunter said, like, it's to this day, it's like ringing. It's an echoing sound that the bros that were there are never not here anymore. But it was just a very horrific sound, and I could just I can still picture it from my rear view mirror, and just watching it all unfold.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
Very horrific.
How long did it take the authorities to get out there to you guys? This just looks so desolate. Like, how far away from town are you?
I'm not sure of the town, but there was I think it was Homeland Security, the lady. I think that's where she was from. I can't remember what.
Yeah, the Border Patrol showed up first.
Border Patrol. They were there. They were there like kind of like right after it happened. There was somebody there right after it happened, but before like ambulance or like the helicopter got there, that took a long time, at least an hour.
Hour and a half.
hour and a half.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, two of the bros you guys already knew were gone.
Yeah.
Did you guys try to perform any CPR or anything like that, or was it?
No, they had. So I was in the military. Served in the military. They had that. It's a certain still that you just know. There's
Uh-huh.
no. It's just a dead still that you can just look and see it. As soon as we turned around, you could see it was just a dead still for those two brothers.
And so you got to the third brother who was still alive at the time. So you put a tourniquet on him. What else were you able to do for him?
I just kind of my military training kicked in. I swept him. Bud sweep went down his body. I noticed some things were broken, but he, if you knew Show Enough, he was just a tough individual, and he was just sitting there like nothing was wrong, but like you could see stuff was wrong. I did a blood sweep from one side. I came back up, and I remember seeing blood on my hands. Like my hands were just covered in blood.
Were
And then
you
I remember,
a medic? Were you a medic in the military?
no, I was an infantryman.
Okay, go ahead.
So that just kind of my training just kind of kicked in, and I remember I'll never forget the cop was just like, I have to call in putting in the tourniquet. I was like, no, you put this on now. And I remember snatching it and getting it tied up because every second counts. And we had already correct me if I'm wrong, honey. I remember us thinking like Show Enough was walking around for some reason.
Yeah.
And he was like, it was fine. But then I remember like, cause I'm head of the pack. I remember getting a count of everybody. I got Hunted, I got Bug. Where's Show Enough? And they're just like, he's over there somewhere. I go over there, he's not over there. Now we're like looking for him. And
Start
then
counting bikes.
we start counting bikes. No. Show Enough. Where's Show Enough? And we're like, then we find him. So it took us a second to find Show Enough. And he was, just to give it a kind of an understanding of, Show Enough was probably, his body was probably 100 feet from the initial accident. So he had got ejected from his bike 100 feet from the initial accident and was sitting in a ditch in some bushes on the side of the road, of that road that we can see. He was like in the bushes right there, just sitting there, kicked up, laid back, and like nothing was wrong. Like, obviously, you can see things are wrong, but like, Show Enough was just a that tough brother, you know?
Yes. So when the police get there, what is the conduct when they recognize you guys were in the chosen few? I take it everybody had their colors on and stuff.
Actually, there was a point in time where I was telling brothers to take their colors off, and we took them off, but it was the head DPS guy from the state troopers. I think Bug still had his colors on, but he had looked. He was like, "You guys were chosen few," and he was like, "Y'all need to get that guy, like, get him out of here." It was just like
You mean the perpetrator? You need to get the perpetrator out of here.
Correct.
Yes.
So when he looked and saw that you guys were members of the chosen few, he recognized you for what you were, and for being in a motorcycle club, and he then turned and made that exclamation, that utterance.
Yeah.
You guys are with chosen few. We need to get him out of here.
Yeah.
What did he think was going to happen?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
They blocked off both sides so nobody can come in, you know. But I guess they were expecting, you know, more chosen few to come.
So when they got that guy out of there, did they perform any kind of field sobriety test on him? Was he able to was he in the kind of shape that I looked at the car? His car was wrecked. Was he hurt in the accident?
I remember him saying his back hurt. But there was a female DPS agent, she she said we need to get the sobriety, like we need to do a test now, because by that time it was probably about an hour and a half till they did anything of sobriety. So that's an hour and a half of him sitting there doing, like, just sobering up practically. So hour and a half him sobering up, and they said they were doing a blood test. And then I remember they didn't pull him out on a cop car. He had a stretcher. He went out on an ambulance. And I remember us just looking like, what the fuck is going on with this? Like, went out on an ambulance and they took him away. And after that, haven't heard anything since.
Okay, so they
took him away prior to your brothers.
No, they took him by ambulance. The helicopter came for show nuts.
Okay.
Did the other brothers go to the hospital too, or did they just take them straight to the coroner? Do you know?
They told us we had to leave. They said it was this is a crime scene. They said that on the that night. They told us we had to leave the scene. So we had to leave them there on the road.
Oh my goodness. So you don't know what transpired with them. Okay, so let's fast forward this a little bit. So you leave the scene and everything. You guys weren't injured. You didn't go to the hospital or anything.
No.
And you were able to ride away.
We rode to a gas station. I was not able to ride. Me and my I was not able to ride after that. That was just I couldn't think. And as you can see in that road, you have to be on your A game. And I remember the funny thing about that, and Hunter can say this too, is what's not funny, but like we were riding, and like as we're leaving the scene, there would be cars coming on, and I remember being in the back and watching all of us just kind of get as close to the other side of that road every time a car passed.
Yes.
So like everybody was trying to get you.
Yeah, like it was just So, but we end up going to a gas station a few miles down the road, and some brothers came and picked us up and got us out of there.
I know exactly how you feel. The same thing happened to me. As a matter of fact, I made a video on when I was trying to ride away from the accident, and I said these very words. I feel like everything on this highway is trying to kill me, because it seemed like everybody was, you know how you ride carefree. And I was just wondering how the hell you guys would have the mental faculties to ride a motorcycle away from there. So I know how you feel. Yeah.
It's crazy. You know, when you said that, it's like, and you said it earlier in the show, you really don't know or get it until it happens to you. And so I kept getting the update and the phone calls almost like every 5 minutes to 15 minutes of what was going on out there. But when we called Tucson and other brothers and sent them out there with trailers, because they said, hey, you know, a lot of crying and emotions, bro, we can't ride. So it's jerking, especially when you got guys that we build bonds with these guys, and even beyond the patch or before the patch. So to send them out there and have brothers like Sideshow and Hunted and Bug and them, and I don't know about Hunted, but I know that both Bug and Sideshow have both served in the military. That's a whole different dynamic to even being over in war and watching people get killed, and then being around dead bodies. So then to have this you come back and then you experience this, the emotion and the trauma that it just, and then that immediate ride home for what they were going through. I dealt with this when they got back of talking about it, or even getting on the bikes, trying to, I don't want to say nurture them, but to get them to get back on. They didn't want to be around the bikes for a while. So
yes sir.
Definitely, and then I wasn't there, but the hardest thing for me was I got a relationship with Audi's mom, and this is one of those things. And I called her and apologized and told her if I was there, I would have did this in person. That's not a phone call you want to make to somebody's mother to let them know their son is no longer around. And that really ate at me in anger. the anger and the emotion I got because of this dude not being locked up. I guess I could kind of deal with it if I knew that he had been arrested and he was out on bail. If he paid or put his house up, so be it. I still don't know why they're dragging their feet, but to know that this man got no charges, nothing, and he's walking around, is it because of our club status? Like, why are y'all not charging this dude? Why did you not take him to jail and book him right there on the spot? Regardless whether he was drunk, you killed 3 people. I believe that's vehicular manslaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
sorry to
that's,
take you
yeah.
off.
No, and this
No,
is
no, you're fine.
why we wanted to, that's why we wanted to do the video so that we could get down to the underlying issues, and I guess we're there now, and those issues are, why hasn't anything happened? So we saw the accident, we saw what happened. I'm going to tell you folks, when I saw the tragedy and the carnage and the broken up brothers, broken in pieces, it took me. It really grabbed me this morning. It hurt me. And it just brings back all the memories from my burned up brothers and sisters on the side of the road. It's just too much. And we had very similar issues with them not locking that person up immediately. Very similar issues. So you guys have been trying to get in touch with the police departments and stuff like that. Ashley, tell me a little bit about that. We haven't heard from any of the ladies today. So one of the ladies take over and start talking. Tell me what's on your mind. We got Sky, we got Ashley. Where's Mom at? I don't see her.
She's there. Right there.
You see her?
Yeah, I see her.
She's waving. That's
She's
Renee.
Yeah. Ma, did you want to talk first?
Oh, I see her. Dang. Okay.
I don't know what's in that half a gallon you just drunk out of there, but I'm like, she's right there.
I couldn't see her. All right. Who wants to talk? Go ahead, Renee.
First, I want to say thanks to the Chosen Few, Milk, and all you guys for, being there for me and my family. And it feels good to have you, brothers. And I am frustrated because it has been since November. I've been reaching out to Arizona Department of Transportation. I've reached out to Cochise County DA. Everybody's like Milk said, everybody's on lunch, vacation. They don't call you back. They forward it to this person and nothing's being done. I haven't heard from anybody. And like I said, every time I call, someone will call back. So it is getting frustrating because if it was one of my sons that had killed 3 white men, he would have been in jail, in prison, and doing time already. But because it was a Black club and Black men, and we live in Arizona, and this is a state that's really hard in everything. It's backwards. If anybody knows the history of Arizona, Arizona is literally a state that was a retirement state for the old rich white. So a lot of their laws are still backwards and on that, and they're not moving forward. And like I said, if it was one of y'all that would have hit 3 white men, you guys would have been in jail and doing time already. And so somebody needs to say something. We need to get together because I know the other families are frustrated like I am. And put this in the forefront. Put it on the news if we have to, because something needs to be done and there's no reason why they're dragging their feet.
So when did this happen? What was the date?
November 24th.
Okay. So yeah, we're in July. I read something on here. This guy reached out to the police department. Names released. Sunday crash on Sunday. So this happened, for those of you who don't know, State Route 80 mile marker. They call it milepost there, 308 at 8 miles south of St. David. A red Infiniti SUV was traveling east, crossed the center striped median, and collided with 3 motorcycles. These are the deceased victims. And he said that he wasn't able to find the man's name. Do you guys know the man's name yet? He wasn't able to find the man's name or anything else about it. And he said in this video, this was about all that he could pull from the information. Was there anything else you guys were able to get?
We do have the police report now that has the man's name, and the man's statement to the police officers was he was in Mexico with his friends. He had just came back from Mexico, and he looked down, and that's what he told them. He looked down and crossed over at the medium. So he wasn't paying attention, guys.
Now, what was interesting about this is they had said they were waiting on a toxicology report. I think that's in here somewhere. They were waiting on a toxicology report.
That took them to April to get the results of that, by the way.
It took them how long?
Till April of this year.
So they do
6
have
months.
they do have the toxicology reports now.
That's what the last, the Phoenix police officers, the ACDOT, before they sent it to Cochise County. This was in April, and they said they sent it to Cochise County in April. So now we're just waiting on them, the DA, to decide if they're going to charge them, or like I said, that's the last thing I've heard. But I know they did finish the toxicology back in April. But it took them, that was 5 months. And with this day and age with computers where you could do a click, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Mom, I like to have you or any of the other families retain counsel or to help with this fight to get justice.
No, I don't know other families. I don't know about the other families, honestly.
Attorneys right now, let me just chime in. They can assist with wrongful death, which is more of the financial aspect. But they said in regards to the criminal charges, we need to rely on the DA.
The DA.
And that's why we're very thankful to have this space to speak on it and have others listen and chime in, because we do need to make more people aware of what's going on so we can apply the pressure to the DA. Because I haven't spoken to the DA directly, but my niece, which is Audi's oldest daughter, she's had one conversation with the DA, and it seems as though there's no sense of urgency. Seems like we're on the back burner. From the hearsay that I got from my niece is that they have a big case that is coming up, and once they finish with that big case, then they will comb through everything. They haven't even went through the photos from the crime scene yet. They said they got it a month ago, but they haven't went through them yet. I've seen the photos. I've seen how horrific it is. And so I don't understand how there is no sense of urgency there. As my mom stated, had it been vice versa, if it was 3 white men killed and a black man was the driver, I'm pretty sure that there would have already been charges filed.
Sky, what did you have to say? You haven't said anything.
It's hard. Just listening, first and foremost, Sideshow, I just want to extend my love to you and Hunted. I couldn't imagine what you guys were thinking or feeling going through that. And tending to my father the way that you all did really means a lot, more than words can express. My heart goes out to the family of the fallen. Oh, it's hard for me to speak. Just give me a minute. I really don't know what to say. It's infuriating. It's disgusting. It's sad that we've lost 3 fathers, brothers, friends, confidants, whatever they were to people. And this man is just walking around. This man got to celebrate Father's Day if he's a father. We didn't. He got to celebrate Christmas last year with his family. We couldn't. Thanksgiving was not even existent at the time for us. And he was cool. It's not right. I don't know why everybody's moving so lackadaisical when it comes to this. I know chosen few may have whatever they have over their name because of their chosen few, but if you really know them, they're a really good group of brothers. And I just don't understand why nothing has been done. Just like mom and sister said, if it were a black man killing 3 white men, not only would he have been charged, he probably would have been executed and removed from up out of here because of the severity of the situation with the race and the colors. So it's really just distasteful to know that nothing has been done and we're almost halfway through 2025 and we haven't heard anything, but we have a good case, but nothing has been presented. So I really don't have too much to say that's appropriate, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want justice to be served for our families so our people can really lay to rest. That's
I
all I
have a,
got.
I have a, I have a question for the brothers. The MC. Have you and like we said, like Mom said, we'd have to things have to pressure had to be put on the DA. Have y'all contacted anybody in ABATE? I thought ABATE would is like an affiliate that can help MCs to put pressure on things like this where there's no movement.
No, we haven't reached out to. We haven't. We've individuals have spoke to um, connections that we have
Okay.
with, like I said, the DA, the prosecutor, the detective. They've been spoken to numerous times, and it's always been pretty much like, haven't heard nothing. Call
Mm.
back, or we'll call you. So there hasn't really been any sense of urgency with the people that we have spoken with. In the beginning, you kind of got it. You're like, okay, Thanksgiving and it's Christmas, but by February, something should be, then we're in
Right.
March, April, May, nothing. And so now we're here. And it was yesterday, or actually it was I think Monday, when uh Ashley had reached out and told me that, there's no pending charges, there's nothing. And it just infuriated me that much more. I stood up at that funeral and I told everybody in all three funerals, which two were done in Phoenix Saturday, and Shonuf's funeral was done in Oxnard, where he was from, and his
Mhm.
family. But all of them, I told everybody, if we have to flood that courtroom with his family, there's like 30 kids more than that. Like Shonuff had like 16 himself. That between grandkids and kids alone, to flood that courtroom to show the judge, like, you took, and I think it was Ashley just said, that man got to celebrate Father's Day if he's a father. I got three men that didn't get to celebrate any holidays and will never celebrate another holiday, and they weren't low. Shonuff was an electrician, dealt with a lot of computer stuff. Audi had just finished his CDL and was also going to school for something else. And Slim was an electrician. So all three of these men had careers, not just working at Burger King or moving boxes at Amazon. They had careers that this man cut short, and were all active members in their households. Like, they provided for their families. So there's a lot of people that you didn't just take three lives. You messed up a whole bloodline of families that is just, again, disgusting. Everything she said, anything you could say negative, it just, I'm flabbergasted at how nothing's being done. It's just kind of like, yeah, call back. We'll get to you. DA's at lunch right now. I'm glad you can enjoy lunch, because I got three people that can't never eat again. Like kick into gear. This is just. Thank you, Black Dragon, for this short, because I'm really biting my tongue, like Sky said. There's really nothing nice to say, but I know that there's a lot of things you can't say or shouldn't say. So it's
Right.
almost like what your mama said. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Right.
I just got on, so I missed a lot of stuff. But from what I'm listening to and going off of the caption of the title, I'm surprised that we call them prosecutors in Michigan, but the DA in other states. I'm surprised this was a drunk driving case, right?
Well, we
Allegedly.
assume.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay. And
They
the
believe,
reason I
hey,
say
Larry, I
that,
believe they just got y'all correct me if I'm wrong, they just got the toxicology report about a month ago.
all right.
But they
Back,
didn't tell you what it was, right?
no.
What the toxicology report was.
Because I
Okay.
know with the drunk driving case, man, anything with liquor and alcohol, I know that those prosecutors, at least here, they be ready to jump on that kind of stuff, looking for some type of conviction. And that's why I just said that, because I'm just jumping in and I'm hearing about, nothing's been done. So I'm going off the caption, drunk driver. And the first thing I'm thinking is like, wow, I'm surprised no one has jumped on that stuff, man, to make an issue. And then when you got a body of people that's being loud about it, it normally forces the hand of the legal system to move in some type of way.
Yeah.
You know what else is a crazy footnote to this story is anybody that rides motorcycles knows Arizona is a huge motorcycle state. It's there you can't drive 5 feet without seeing a pay attention for motorcycles. They are huge on motorcycles, and all the lawyer signs like legal law. So this is like baffling. So is it because of who we are that you're just dragging your feet? Like I said, I wasn't even gonna paint the race card, but is it because we're a mixed club? But is it because you just killed 3 black members and it was a white guy that did it? There's
Now,
a lot more.
I
There's a
will
lot
say
more.
this.
Or is it because you're a 1%er motorcycle club nation?
I'm about, like I said, I mean, we got rights too, regardless how you paint us.
Did the guy run from the scene?
No.
Okay. Now I'm speaking. I'm going towards my job. I'm going towards being a tow truck driver, a recovery guy. From what I've seen, going out to different accidents that ended up being fatal accidents. Sometimes people don't want to always hear it, but this is what I witnessed. Not saying that this is the case, but it could be the case. If you got into an accident and you caused death and you stay at that scene and it's an accident, even though the families don't want to hear that, they can deem that as just an accident and nothing happens. I just want to put that out there because I've seen it where it's like, wow, you got families, they're steamed, they're really mad, what they should be because they lost their loved ones. But you got a guy in a car that says it was an accident, whatever the accident reason or case was, they say, hey, I didn't see him, or they startled me, and they didn't leave the scene and they stayed there and they cooperated with the police. At times, that guy could not face anything, and it's just a report of an accident. Now, on the flip side, you might have, and I'm surprised seeing that you just said that Arizona is a biker state, and then you got people that's standing behind you, such as your club and the families, that they didn't dig deeper into it. So I don't know what possibly, because I'm only going off what I heard, I don't know what's possibly written in these reports to make them not make it an urgency to dig deeper into this individual. I don't know if the guy got a different rap sheet, if he got DUIs, intoxications on his license. I don't know if they deemed him to be drunk. I don't know, but those are different things that I just want to, throw out there based off of being a tow truck driver. I see death where, people lose their lives, and the guy, he just, he says a couple things. I'm so sorry. I'm this. It doesn't bring the families back, but then the guy, he walks away. Just as well as I've seen accidents happen where you have those DUI drivers that cause a death, and I've seen them go to jail for causing death while under the influence, and I can't forget the other Michigan codes for that, and they're all for 7+ years and whatever else is added for their case. So I'm really interested to know what they got in the paperwork on paper for this and for something not to be done.
Cut off 1%er says, I'm a mortician. I've worked a lot of drunk driving cases in multiple states. The amount of times drunk drivers walk away and nothing happens, he says, is astonishing. I want to get to the next piece of this, and that's another reason that you guys are here. Ashley, tell me about this. What is this, and what is the purpose of this?
So that is a petition that we have started to get more awareness in regards to everything that's happening, so that we can print out all of the signatures, take it to the DA's office, and apply that pressure that we're saying we want to apply. So we're asking people to go on there and just take a moment, put their signatures, so that we can show that these men were loved, that they matter, and we just don't want them to become statistics. And even if what was said about drunk drivers walking away has happened before, does that make it right? Isn't it time for us to make a change because these lives matter? I've seen people do more time for drug cases than for taking the life of someone, and
Have,
that's just not right. Lives matter. These lives matter. Our families, we need justice so that it won't bring them back, but it will bring a sense of peace. And again, this is something that's not just for us, but for other families moving forward who may go through something like this as well. I pray that other people don't need to go through something as tragic and horrific. But like you said, it does happen. And so it's time for us to make a change to ensure that people don't get to just say, oh, I made a mistake and killed two, three people, and then just get to go home and sleep at night.
So
So
this
this is our petition to apply pressure to the DA's office.
so this
have
is
you have you go ahead.
this is a change.org petition. I put the link here. I dropped the link in, and I'll have the link in the description as well. So if you're watching this, just go to the description box for the video. It says justice for Anthony Davis, known as Audi, James Samuel, known as Shonuff, and Benny Dansby, known as Slim. They're trying to get to 450 signatures. They got 413 right now. Change.org says petitions with 1,000 or more supporters are 5 times more likely to win. So let's try to get them up to 1,000. Looks like
In mine.
a minute ago, 46 minutes ago, Keita Berry signed. So 48 minutes ago. So let's get some signatures on this thing. The issue on November 24, 2024, 3 incredible men, Audi, Shonuff, and Slim, were killed in a devastating motorcycle crash in Cochise County, Arizona. These men were not just riders, they were fathers, sons, brothers, husbands, protectors, providers, and community builders. They were loved deeply, and now their families are left grieving a loss that never should have happened. The crash involved a driver whose actions resulted in the deaths of all 3 men, and yet, to this day, no charges have been filed. The Cochise County District Attorney's Office has offered no accountability, no answers, and no justice. It has been silent. It has been silence. It has been pain. It has been unacceptable. We, the families and communities of Anthony James and Benny, are calling on the Cochise County District Attorney's Office to do what is right. 1, conduct a full and transparent investigation. 2, file appropriate charges against the responsible driver. And 3, acknowledge the lives that were lost and the families that were destroyed. We are not only in mourning, we are in fighting. These men deserve more than memorials. They deserve justice. Their children deserve to know that their fathers' lives mattered. Please sign and share this petition to help us amplify our voices. We need community pressure and national support. The DA must be held accountable for allowing this tragedy to go unpunished. We will not let this be swept under the rug. Not when 3 lives are gone. Not when no one is being held responsible or accountable. Let us raise our voices together for Anthony, for James, for Benny, for justice, for truth, for every family who's been told to wait and stay silent. Pound sign justice for Anthony Davis, pound sign James Samuel, pound sign Benny, or actually just pound signs James, pound sign Benny, pound sign Cochise County Justice, pound sign no charges filed, and pound sign say their names, and finally pound sign 3 lives matter. So
have you guys ever went to one of those? I don't know what they call them in your city. I don't know if you went to like a city council meeting. That's what they call it here. I don't know if you had a town hall meeting and stood in front of the people and spoke on this, or even reached out to one of your local news station people to bring more attention and awareness. Like I know that they got them in different cities where they're like problem solvers, or they go in and investigate like, hey, why hasn't this been solved? Or how can a drunk driver or a person that took 3 lives get away with this? Have you guys did any of that kind of stuff?
Well, two TV stations reached out to us in the beginning and interviewed me and some others about the accident. Actually, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I gave Ashley the lady's info that interviewed from the radio, from the TV news station, to contact her and let her know that nothing's been done, and see if they want to pick up that story and run with that. As far as that's the only thing we've done, and that's like right now. It's no city council or anything. And I think if we did, we'd have to go down to Cochise County. It's not like we could go into Phoenix, because I think that they're just going to tell us go down there.
Right.
Because if you get a good reporter, they're looking for a story to cover, and if it's a great story, they're gonna stay on top of it.
Yeah, they do have those investigative reporters in every city. That might be a good place to start as well, where they go knock down on the district attorney's door and say, "Hey, man, why isn't this happening?" So yeah, that's a excellent idea, Lavish.
Yeah, and then those meetings, those meetings, especially those seats that people hold, they're elected seats. So you're gonna have people as soon as you start speaking on it, citizens, they get a wind of it and they want to know, hey, why isn't something being done? Hey, that could have been my loved one, that could have been this. And then you're gonna have people that's gonna have to move at some point. They're gonna have to, do something about it, because more attention is coming. And sometimes when people are trying to, push things to the side, the only way to combat it is to face it. And that might be another angle.
I want you guys to look at this. The channel is showing up for y'all. Look at that. The channel is signing that petition. You can see it scrolling across all the way from a minute ago.
Wow.
A few seconds ago. That is really cool, man. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Thank
appreciate
you
that.
so much for that support.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, the biker community is absolutely showing up and signing that. And once again, that's going to be
where's that link at? Where can I get that link at?
I just put it down in there
in the comments.
I did. Let me drop it again, and then also, Lavish, it'll be in the description box.
Okay.
And thank you, Lavish, for that
we had
suggestion and insight on the
413 signatures when we started.
No,
we got
no thanks, no doubt.
433 right now. So yeah, it's going, it's rolling.
And just to let you know, the three families, we just did, because of the frustration, we're just starting to come together to fight harder, because we frustrated, and just happened that you guys came when we started talking about it. I don't know how we got to you. I think through Milk. So this is kind of the first. You guys are the first platform that we've actually had that we've been on. But since, like I said, because we just decided to start putting more pressure on them. So this is our first pressure campaign, and we're going to take it further from here.
Well, we've known Milk for forever, and my club has known the Chosen Few since 1972. So I actually spent many of my prospecting years there in a place we used to call Dodge City in Los Angeles. So
Dodge City.
Yeah, so those I kind of grew up, came of my own. Kind of came to my own in the motorcycle club world, growing up as a motorcycle club dude at the Chosen Few clubhouse with all the old guys, some of who are gone now. So that's how Milk knew me. And then Milk came across the country several years ago and came here to the Dragon's Lair and hung out with us, and that was so cool. We had the East Bay Dragons and all the divided time. All those guys came, so it was
rolled out the red carpet. We appreciate you.
Oh, it was beautiful. So that's how he knew us, and this is the biker world. We are very closely affiliated. We all know each
signed
other.
that petition as well.
Well, my husband,
so it don't take long to do. Just for people that don't know, man, it don't take long to do.
Sign the petition, share it, and everything. I put it on my page.
And there's a link on it. I mean, it says something like $3, but
yeah,
you can skip the money part and still it counts.
I sent the money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's all appreciated.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it goes to something. I'm not sure, but
It goes to change.org. That's where it goes.
We appreciate the link. So if it's an avenue to speed up the process,
Yeah.
it's worth the $3.
Okay, so we're at about an hour now. What were you saying, Ashley? I'm sorry.
No, I
Cut you off.
actually did reach
Oh
out to.
no, actually, Renee, what did you say? I'm
I
sorry.
reached out to 2 of the senators, so let's see if they choose to get back to us.
Oh, I saw. It looks like. Okay, I see that. It's right here. That you actually reached out to the astronaut, Mr. Mark Kelly, and to Ruben Gallego.
Yes, he's the Democratic senator that we put in there last year. So hopefully he'll.
And then people are making statements. Sabrina Portland and Mary J. Lexington. So hopefully this thing gets a lot more traction. We know we got a lot more people. We had 413 when we started. We got 446 now, and this thing is rolling across, man. So people are signing, and we appreciate it. Like I say, if you catch this a little bit later, the link will be in the description box below. So just drop down to the description box, hit that link, and go sign this petition. I'm going to sign it now myself. Okay.
Thank you for your support, everyone.
Yes,
So, okay. So, any last things that you guys want to say before we get out of here? Anyone speak up?
I want to say one thing because I know that there is a connotation that comes with being affiliated sometimes with the motorcycle club. However, this is really a family. And one of the things that Milk actually told me around the time of this loss was he's like, I know you lost a brother, but you gained many. And they've showed up for this family, even at my brother's service. The assistance and the support that they've given has been like, there's words I can't explain how appreciative I am. And so, to those of you that don't know about the family aspect and the community that comes with being a part of a club, it goes beyond what some people may see. It really is about pride and unity and just showing up for each other, and that's what the Chosen Few has done for the families. So I just want to say thank you, and not even just the Chosen Few, but even with you guys being a part of another club, the way that you guys unite and come together and look out for one another is just really beautiful. And I hope that people are able to see that aspect of what comes with being a part of a club. So thank you.
It is why we do it. It is absolutely why we do it. And you're very welcome. Very welcome. And I know the Full Patch brothers of the Chosen Few Nation feel exactly the same way. Hunter, you have something to say before you get out of here, bro?
I miss my brothers, man. They were some good brothers. I'm hoping that justice does get served. I know I lost my real blood brother. Riding Harleys in Texas, and we were just rolling down the street, and we had a freak accident. And he hit the curb and hit his head, and he passed away. And they tried to give me 20 years for that. They tried to say we were racing, tried to give me 20 years after losing my brother, tried to hit me with 20 years. Gladly charges were dismissed, but those charges came a week after the situation happened. And so to be months in this type of situation and have no charges, and we know he did it, it definitely hurts. It definitely hurts. And so I would like to see some type of justice, man. I miss my brothers, man. Rest in peace.
Man, what you just said just scared me. I don't even know how I would have felt. You're riding with someone who has an accident and then you possibly facing charges. I don't even know how to stomach that. And I say that because luckily the charges was dropped. I don't know what went into, getting those charges dropped, but just to have that on your mind. And then there's some people that go into the court systems and the legal systems, they get railroaded because they don't know what to say. And they say the wrong thing, knowing they didn't do anything wrong, thinking they're doing the right stuff, and boom, their life is over with. Man, that just hit kind of wild when you just said that, man, about facing that kind of time, man, for an accident.
Yeah. Sideshow, did you have something to say before we get out of here?
I miss my brothers. Few in peace.
And Mom, Renee, what do you have to say?
Miss y'all showing up in my job, though, by the way, guys. Come by and see me sometime.
Well, I tell everybody if we hit that Loves to make sure they go inside. There's not a time I don't go in and see if you're there, and I let them know that I came by. So.
And I love you guys and appreciate you.
Prez? What do you have to say getting out, Prez?
I just want to say this real quick because everybody's got their own relationships. I've been in Chosen Few 16 years. I was in a prior club with Shownuff, and for anybody that doesn't know these three guys, my personal ties to them is again beyond this patch. Shownuff came with me from another club, and he's in there. Phenomenal storyteller, funny guy. If you needed him, there. He was the handyman of everything you needed. He would be there to help you. Uh, if he duct tape it together, however, he was MacGyver. He was the Black MacGyver. He would make things happen. Slim, I met Slim in this club, but I had knew his dad and that whole Dansby line of family, and again, just a bright smile, funny guy, to the point, but very hearted man. My relationship with Audi is crazy because I met him at his mom's job, and then when I found out, I was talking with his mom, and then come to find out, I used to hang out with his father, who was a Rough Rider in Las Vegas back in the early '90s. I'd never met Audi. Never knew him as Bull's son. So when she told me about her husband, it just kind of aligned, and I had took Audi under my arm. So when I had asked him in the parking lot, does he ride? Because I met him on a motorcycle, and you ride, and he was like, I had been looking at you guys, and I was thinking about coming in, and it just kind of clicked from his mom saying, I was married to Bull for forever, and that being my boy back in Vegas, to now I got his son with me, and to lose him like this, we and this is what's real crazy. We had just patched him. He was a prospect. We had just patched him at our annual on Halloween, our 50th annual in Phoenix. We had just turned him red, and Shownuff had been in the club about 12 years or something, 13 like that. And Slim is a legacy. His father was a few, rest in peace. His brothers are Chosen Few. There's a lot of history with the three of them, and so I miss all of them tremendously. Their pictures, their stuff is in the clubhouse. They'll never be forgotten. As you see the shirts, the Forever Chapter shirts that some of them are wearing, they'll always be thought of and remembered, never forgotten.
I see the shirt. So somebody was holding it up. Let me see if I can get to the person that was holding it up.
So we have a Forever Chapter, and the Forever Chapter are members that have been killed or passed from however, and those are our three members. But throughout the nation, there's you'll see random shirts that say Forever Chapter, and they're fallen brothers that are remembered by chapters.
Okay, understood. I appreciate you guys all being on. Hopefully, we can get some more eyes on this, and this brings together some more hearts and minds and hearts and souls to help with this effort, to help you guys get the justice that you deserve. We absolutely see you guys on here. People are pressing that button, so that's a good thing. Maybe we can get up to 1,000 on here. Like this says, we need 1,000 folks. So this is the petition to get more eyes on this, so that the DA can get out there and do what it needs to do. Especially if this person was DUI, we don't know yet, but they said they smelled alcohol when they pulled up on the scene. The brothers that were there, and everybody just wants justice. So. I hope you guys, I wish you the best of luck with this case. And if we need to have you back on, all you got to do, Milk, is give me a call.
I appreciate you. Is this shareable? That once we go offline, we can share this on our social media or whatever, people can see this?
Absolutely. Yes. I'll send you the link.
Thank you.
All right. Also, it's if you're in a truck and you're just a truck driver and you want to hear it, you can go to the what is it called? I don't know the name of my own podcast. It's the Dragons. What in the heck is the
That
name
damn
of
gallon. That gallon
my
hit me again.
I'm about to tell you, right. That's that.
I don't drink.
Make sure you go to
Sideshow
the
does. He wants to know what's in that cup you was drinking.
Yeah, I want to know what's in that gallon.
That was more than a cup.
I don't know the name of my own podcast. What happened? It's called something. The Dragon's Lair, Motorcycle Chaos.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to be wrong.
It's the Dragon's Lair. So you didn't know either. It's the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos, and you can go to the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos anywhere where you get your podcast. And you can just listen to it in the truck. So I listen to it in the car. You don't have to watch it. You can just listen to it. So the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos is the name of my podcast. Damn. Whoo. Okay. So you guys have a great evening, great afternoon, and you're in our prayers, and I'm sure the Reverend will be praying for you. That's why we got him.
Absolutely.
To
have prayers for myself and that of God's Words Motorcycle Ministry. I pray a lot with my brothers here in Dallas, so the Metroplex, definitely.
All right, y'all take care. Mom, it was a pleasure having you on the show. Everyone else, y'all take care. We're gonna be getting off now, so we'll be taking you guys out. Take care, Prez. Appreciate you, man, and holler at me if you need me, Prez.
Appreciate you, and thank you for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. Y'all be safe out there, man. Ride easy for the ride.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. It's just us left. Hey, man. Very sad story. Very, very sad story. But hopefully they can get what they need, which is somebody to be paying attention to this, and they can get their.
Yeah, I remember the story. I mean, as we were talking, I had went and I was looking at it. I remember the post from back then when the stuff happened or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh wow, that's them, same people. That's all bad.
Man, I tell you what, it can be crazy, man. It can be crazy. We've lived this, my own club. We've lived this, and it's just horrendous. And let me tell you something. When the pictures of that accident scene are nightmarish. But you've seen this all before. You're a tow truck driver, so there's nothing that you haven't seen. So,
but it doesn't make it easy.
No,
it makes it you grow numb to it a little in order to do your job.
That's it.
But it's never easy. Especially with I've been in the hospital with a gunshot wound to the head, and they needed me in the room when they unplugged their loved one. I did not want to be there.
Yeah.
But
I think as most desensitized as this stuff be for me, because I look at it as just a job. And then when you come across, a lot of the, not as many now, but before any motorcycle accident, I was almost at all of them. And when you go to one where somebody, like them, not know of them, not seen them in passing, and you like, wow, man, it was this guy, man. He was on his way to my place on a Wednesday, man, and he crashed, man. And I went to the accident site because I got the call, and I'm down there, and just seeing him there, and in my mind, knowing, man, this dude was coming to my place, and I know him. And you still gotta, hold your head up, man, chin up, and do what you gotta do, man. It ain't a good feeling, but you navigate, through it.
Yeah. I just had a brush with death. I just spent an amount of time. I held my friend's hand as he died, and it was, you don't do it every day, but when you have to, you have to. Mad Tink, the way you become a paid subscriber is you come to my page, and then there is this join button right here, and you click join, and then it takes you to a place where you can join this channel. And we're as low as $2.99 a month, all the way up to $24.99 a month. Oh no, actually, oh wow! So if you want to be a prospect, it's $2.99. A full patch is $6.99. An officer, $24.99. If you want to be a regional boss, it's $99.99 a month. And if you want to be a national officer level, it's $149.99 a month. I don't have any national level officers yet, but I know one day it's coming. So that's how you join at any level that you want to join, and then you get our cool icons, which mine are submarines, and that's how you become a member. So I hope that helps. I hope that you become a member, and that as many people can become members as humanly possible. So you just go to the channel, go over here to the join button, and you can see a lot of my cool subscribers are just right there, man. El Gato and Sprite is there, and some of these I recognize straight off. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for becoming members of the channel. All right, my friends, it's about time for us to bounce up out of here. We'll get you first, Lavish, and then we'll get you, Preacher, and then we'll get me. So let us get our bounce music and action.
Hey, man, it's Lavish T. Williams, man. Thanks for tuning in and watching the show. But don't forget, it's coming up. The days are moving fast. August 29th to the 31st, Detroit, Michigan, for the Lavish Biker Bash 3-day weekend that's going on. You can get your tickets online. You can go get the link off of my Facebook or Instagram page, which is Lavish T. Williams. All of my social media handles are Lavish T. Williams. You can check it out on YouTube as well, Lavish T. Williams, for content that's dropping this weekend. If you are in Detroit, let me know. Hit me up. I will be at the Outcasts this weekend for the anniversary, man. And the anniversary is always pretty nice. So holler at me. I already been talking to a couple of the guys from the cast. So, people that's on social media, man, that's watching and chiming in, man, I'd like to meet you.
All righty. And, all right, Preacher, you ready? He took all the music, man. We got to start it all over again. Okay.
Hey, you played the music and said go ahead. I'm like, man, I normally go a cappella.
Right. He had the
acapella. Man. He took all the music.
I need some help.
Here we go, Preacher.
Yo, let me move back. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Logic over here. Keep it logical. Listen. We know that when we get on these twos, on these threes, on this highway, it can be a dangerous thing. So that's why we pray for every move that we make, never knowing when an accident or an incident might happen. So remember these words: ride hard, ride safe, and always, always ride on faith, and keep it logical. Peace.
Now, if you're gonna be on the thing, you got to get the thing, please. Okay, let's try to do it together at the same time. Go ahead, Preacher. Do it again.
Do the whole thing?
No,
y'all remember, keep it logical.
Come on, man.
Lavish. Keep it logical and lavish.
That's not a lavish.
I said keep it logical and lavish,
That's not a lavish.
Hey, I like that. Keep it logical and
lavish.
All right, y'all. Take care. And it's your boy Black Dragon. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, man, make sure to get my newest book, MC Protocol 101. MC Protocol 101, man. Available at blackdragonsgear.com, Amazon, and Kindle. Hey, man, get this book. I would really appreciate it. And all my books over there at blackdragonsgear.com. Hey, man, continue to work out. Get yourself healthy. Take your Wegovy, whatever you need, man, to get yourself the right weight so that you can be okay in this life. I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents down in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. All right? Peace. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
If you are seeking clarity about issues stemming from problems or crises occurring within your motorcycle club, then set up a consultation with Black Dragon. Black Dragon has over 30 years of experience in the motorcycle club world, having served as a national president of the 50-year-old Black Sabbath MC Nation for nearly 10 years. Black Dragon is a veteran negotiator, skilled in crisis management, conflict resolution, inter-club issues, press conferences, and club reputation management. You can set up an appointment to speak with him by phone at clarity.fm/black-dragon. Get the clarity you deserve to help make your MC the best place it can possibly be.
It's definitely a big issue for you too. But I'm going to talk about the 99s for a minute. What's up, Mama Roll? I'm going to talk about the 99s for a minute and what our responsibilities are and what we need to think about. Because if you don't really know what's going on the set, you can find yourself in kind of a precarious predicament if you make the wrong kind of moves or do the wrong kind of things when this kind of stuff goes on. So, when most percenters get into a war with one another, what should 99%ers do? Here's 10 things you should know. Thing number 1, stay in your lane. Find a corner and put your motorcycle club in it. If you're a president, you want to find a corner and put your motorcycle club in it. What I mean is, the second is volatile. It can be very dangerous. And when you have that kind of thing going on, this set's not safe. So, as a 99%er motorcycle club, what you want to find is yourself in your business, in your lane, while all of the fancy stuff gets handled on other levels.
Yeah, you heard that, didn't you? On other levels. Tried to tell you suckers, Black Dragon is the man. The Black Dragon is the man. A real OG. Bonafide, certified, a true MC. The biker boys. The biker boys. It's in the house, most definitely. Blow the whistle for Black Dragon Biker TV. That's right, I said Biker TV. See, one day, young Dragon made his way out the Navy to become a prospect. Some people thought he was crazy, but 5 years later, hard work became a habit. He became the president of the mighty Black Savage Nation. MCs, y'all, respectfully. Black Dragon. Black Savage. MC. That's right, y'all. Give it a thumbs up. Black Dragon Biker TV at his best. Oh yeah, and don't forget to get his Prospect Bible book. So proud of him. Man, he just don't know. He's a real legend. And y'all know it, and I know it. That's right, Black Dragon. That's right. Glad I met you, my friend. Black Dragon. I'm the Midnight Ghost Rider. Dub V, y'all. Love you, Black Dragon. Peace. And get skinny. Like and share. Goodbye.